Latest round of polio vaccination begins across local government areas in Gombe State. Nigeria Union of Journalists, Gombe State Council holds 2026 dinner and award presentation night. National Human Rights Commission calls on the federal government to urgently tackle worsening economic hardship affecting Nigerian workers. Welcome to 25 News. My name is Patricia Caleb Sambo. To the details of the news. Kwame local government area has officially launched its latest polio vaccination campaign. The flag-off ceremony, as reported by the information officer Kwame local government area Abdullahi Malam Sidi, took place in Kurugu village, led by the overseer of Kwame local government Hajia Balikisu Muhammad Magaji Doho. Said the event marked the start of a comprehensive exercise designed to eliminate the threat of polio within the locality. During her keynote address, Hajia Balikisu Muhammad Magaji Doho made a passionate appeal to parents and guardians, urging them to cooperate fully with health workers. The overseer also took the opportunity to commend the executive governor of Gombe State, Alhaji Muhammad Inuwa, for his administration's unwavering commitment to overhauling and improving healthcare services across the state. Alhaji Umar Musa Duri, PhD coordinator Kwame local government, welcomed guests and called on residents to see the success of the program as a collective victory for the community. Hajia Halima Abdullahi, WHO representative, and Hajia Amina Muhammad, UNICEF representative, both representatives urged parents to embrace the initiative, stressing that eradicating polio requires every household's active participation. Alhaji Kabir Abdullahi, overseer Kwame West local development area, assured the community of continued administrative support and called on all local stakeholders to facilitate the smooth conduct of the immunization exercise. The Emir of Duku, His Highness Alhaji Harun Rashid II, has officially flagged off the polio immunization exercise for the current round in Duku local government area. The Emir called on residents of the area to fully support the exercise, stressing the importance of immunization in protecting children from preventable diseases. He also appealed to donor agencies to intensify their support for primary healthcare services, particularly in rural communities. In his remarks, the overseer of the local government, Malam Adamu Jude, expressed appreciation to the Emir for his consistent support for government policies. He urged residents to cooperate with health officials and encourage parents to ensure their children are presented for vaccination. Earlier in her welcome address, the primary healthcare coordinator in the area, Hajia Fatima Abdul Qadir Rashid, directed immunization officers to reach every community, including hard-to-reach areas, to ensure that no child is left behind. She also appealed to parents to accept the polio vaccine for the well-being of their children. Delivering a goodwill message on behalf of the Gombe State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Malam Lawan commended the Emir and the Duku Local Government Council for their continued support towards primary healthcare activities. He urged health workers to remain dedicated and professional in the discharge of their duties, while also calling on traditional leaders to sustain their support for healthcare initiatives. The flag-off ceremony was attended by district heads, officials of the primary healthcare department, and other key stakeholders. The Gombe State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, has held its 2026 dinner and awards night at Custodian Hotel, Gombe. Our correspondent reports that the event was attended by the State Head of Civil Service, Professor Muaz Shehu, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information, former Commissioner for Budget, Economic Planning, Sasi Baba Al-Ghali, Director General Gombe Media Corporation, GMC, Malam Ibrahim Isa, Project coordinator of Acrosol, Dr. Sani Adamu Jauro, and that of NUMAP, Malam Jafar Rishitu, among others. Also in attendance were members of the Correspondent Chapel, General Manager of Media Organizations, including Malam Ibrahim Isa of Gombe Media Corporation, Abubakar Adam of NTA, Zubair Ahmed Kumo, as well as representatives from Amana FM, Vision FM, Progress FM, and other media outfits. At the dinner, several awards were presented to deserving individuals in recognition of their contributions and excellence. The Chief of Staff, Government House Alhaji Inwakari, received an award of excellence for support in governance, while the Director General Press Affairs, Government House, Ismaila Ubamisli, and former Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Salisu Baba Ali, were honored as media-friendly leaders. The former National Vice Chairperson of the Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWAJ, Mrs. Ruth Absalom Baba, has commended the Gombe State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, for organizing a media and dinner awards event. Mrs. Ruth gave the commendation in an interview while commenting on the successful hosting of the Gombe State NUJ Dinner and Awards Night held at Custodian Hotel, Gombe. She also praised the national leadership of the NUJ under Comrade Al-Hassan Yahaya for its inclusive approach, particularly in carrying along veteran and women journalists. She urged women journalists and the media at large to continue amplifying the voices of women in politics while encouraging women across the state to actively participate in politics by voting and contesting for elective positions. Mrs. Ruth Absalom Baba also called on the government to address the growing concerns of insecurity bedeviling the country, especially in the northern region. She emphasized the need for decisive measures to ensure safety and promote peaceful coexistence among citizens to strive in peace at the bedrock of any meaningful development. She further stressed that women are often the most affected in terms of insecurity. The National Executive Council, NEC, of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, has held its meeting in Abuja, presided over by the National President, Comrade Al-Hassan Yahaya Abdullahi. The council commended the governor of Bauchi and Gombe State Senator Bala Abdulkadir Muhammad and Alhaji Muhammad Inuwa Yahaya for their support to families of deceased NUJ members through financial assistance and employment opportunities for their beneficiaries. NEC also praised the national president for the notable achievements in improving members' welfare, training initiatives, and efforts aimed at repositioning the union for greater efficiency. The union appeals to the federal government to provide adequate budgetary allocations for the upgrade of government-owned media organizations and called on for stronger measures to address the growing insecurity in the country. In addition, NEC commended Yobe State Governor Mayo Balabuni for approving an increase in journalist weigh-in allowance, urging other state councils to engage relevant stakeholders for similar benefits. The council also approved the suspension of 7 members of the Ogun State Council for taking legal action against the union without exhausting internal dispute resolution channels in violation of Article 7, subsection 5D of the NUJ Constitution. Furthermore, NEC passed a vote of confidence in the Director General of the Department of State Services (DSS) for improved relations with the media and a reduction in harassment and intimidation of journalists. It also urged the Nigerian police force and other security agencies to emulate the DSS in upholding press freedom while serving national interest. All intending Muslim pilgrims for this year have been invited to report to the Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board office, located near the State Internal Revenue Office in Gombe on Sunday, 3rd May 2026. This is contained in a statement signed by the Secretary of the Board, Alhaji Saad Hassan, and made available to our newsroom. According to the statement, the Gombe State Governor Alhaji Muhammad Inuwa Yahaya will address intending pilgrims at the board's office by 3:30 p.m. Muslims have been advised to remain steadfast in their faith and trust in Almighty Allah. The Deputy Chief Imam of Kantoma Market Juma'at Mosque in Iliri, Al-Ghali Idris Umar Remi, gave the advice during his Friday sermon. He said that anyone who sincerely relies on Allah will never go astray, as Allah guides his servants to the right path. Al-Haji Al-Ghali Idris Umar Remi highlighted key rules, values expected of Muslims, including belief in the oneness of Allah, observing the 5 daily prayers, obedience to parents, following the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and seeking religious knowledge. He also emphasized the importance of helping orphans, showing patience, promoting brotherhood, and maintaining the fear of Allah in all their dealings. The cleric further urged worshippers to engage in good deeds that will benefit them in the hereafter and continue praying for peace in society. Meanwhile, the Chief Imam of ADP Quarters Jumaat Mosque in Gombe, Sheikh Abdullahi Usman Sheleng, has called on Muslims to avoid all acts capable of causing bloodshed. In his Friday sermon, Sheikh Sheleng noted that human beings were created in Allah's mercy, warning that anyone who unlawfully takes a life will face severe consequences in the hereafter, including hellfire. He supported his message with verses from the Holy Quran and traditions of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Za a cire hankulan mutanen wannan zamani, sannan suwaye za su mai gurbi, sannan mutane da za su mai gurbi, wato mutane waɗanda ba su da hankali sai su mai gurbi masu hankali. Kaga al'amari ya bace, an zare hankulan mutane ba su da hankali, mahaukata 'yan kwaya 'yan wuri sun zo su rike madafun iko.
The cleric also cautioned politicians against involving youths in drug abuse, stressing that power belongs to Almighty Allah. He encouraged young people to engage in productive and lawful means of livelihood. Sheikh Sheleng further called on Nigerians to pray for leaders who are sincere and committed to serving the people. The declaration of Hadia to Sa'ad Mustafa, popularly known as Al-Kebban Kaltungo, to contest for the state governorship race has been described as a landmark in the political landscape of the state. In a formal declaration letter, Mustafa notified the APC state leadership of her intention to contest the party's primary. She noted that her candidacy is driven by a strong sense of duty to the people of Gombe. She identified several priority areas for administration, including economic growth, empowerment for youth and women, social services, infrastructure and security, strengthening state assets, and ensuring public safety. It will be recalled that a non-governmental and non-politician but political organization called Gombe Women Agenda, led by Zariat Abubakar Habu Hashidu and Dr. Leah, has organized a meeting recently at Gombe State University to reawaken women to contest various political positions in the 2027 elections. Call on the women to unite and vote for their fellow women for better representation. A wave of youthful energy and optimism swept through Funakai local government area of Gombe State as a coalition of vibrant young people rallied in strong support of renowned business mogul Zakaria Jidda, urging him to step forward and contest for the House of Representatives seat for Gombe Kwame Funakai Federal Constituency. GMC correspondent completes the report.
The colorful gathering attracted large numbers of enthusiastic male and female youths, all united in what they described as a call for credible and people-oriented leadership. Participants praised Zakaria Jida as a distinguished philanthropist, a man of integrity, and a proven community leader whose impact continues to be felt across the constituency.
Idan ka duba Allah ga duk wanda ya hau kan wannan mumbar maganarsa shine a kira Zakari ya zo ya karbi wannan kujera saboda menene saboda ya fahimci Zakari ya tinda zai iya cire mana kitse a wuta.
The coalition emphasized that his unwavering support for youth empowerment and humanitarian initiatives sets him apart as a long contender for the position. Zakaria Jidda has been empowering people economically and is currently making preparations to sponsor 31 youths for overseas studies in China, an initiative widely seen as a bold step toward human capital development in the area.
Sunana Unan Anthony, ana min lakani da hawaii ya canza kala. Wannan tafiya na Honorable Zakaria Jidda muna nan tare da shi 100%. Mutum ne adali mai tausayin talakawa wanda yake jin kukan talakawa. Kuma mu ba ma bin hanyar ƙarya ya nuna mana alkhairai ya fara kuma muna nan jira mata akwai sana'o'i daban-daban wanda za a zo a yi saboda mata.
Speakers at the event noted that his wealth of experience, his business and community service will translate into effective representation and accelerated development for the constituency.
Sakamakon mutum ne mai kokari wanda yanzu bai rike kujerar komai ba Zakari Jidda, amma al'umma da gudun al'umma kowa yana maraba da shi sakamakon an san cewa zai yi abun kirki kuma yana yi.
Na ji daɗi jiya nake waya da abin da yake cewa yace kura a duba hanyar wannan daga Gombe zuwa Majogan Tararaci. A matsayin Allah ba mu dama yace muna da damar da za mu tashi a majalisa yi magana yace ni ina da alaka da shugaban kasa kai ne, ina da alaka da manya-manyan ministoci gwamnoni abokansa yace wallahi muka shiga Abuja muka kai kokon bara yace wallahi sai dai a zo a fida mana hanya daga Gombe zuwa Bauchi.
The youth reaffirmed their readiness to mobilize support across the constituency, expressing hope that Zakaria Jidda will answer what they describe as a clear and a timely call to service ahead of the 2027 general elections. Shalom Haruna, reporting for GMC News.
The National Human Rights Commission has called on the federal government to urgently address the worsening economic hardship confronting Nigerian workers, warning the rising fuel prices, transportation costs and other systemic challenges are pushing millions deeper into poverty. In a statement to mark the 2026 International Workers' Day, the Executive Secretary of the Commission, Dr. Tony Ojukwu, OFR, SAN, said the recent increase in petrol prices has placed unbearable pressure on workers, particularly those who depend on daily transportation to earn a living, as reported by leadership newspapers. Ojukwu noted that the surge in transport fares has significantly weakened productivity and threatened the dignity of labor, stressing that many Nigerians now struggle to meet basic needs despite ongoing government poverty reduction efforts. The NHRC both identified the absence of an efficient and affordable public transportation system as one of the major drivers of workers' hardship, warning that without urgent intervention, more Nigerians could be pushed into severe economic vulnerability. He also highlighted other pressing concerns affecting workers, including estimated electricity billing, metering challenges, high housing costs, inadequate health care coverage, and repeated industrial actions in the health sector caused by poor welfare conditions. The Deputy Governor of Gombe State, Dr. Manasi Daniel Jato, has joined family members, friends, and well-wishers to witness the wedding ceremonies of the two children of two former commissioners in the state, Dr. Barnabas Malle and Engineer Usman Maijama Akallamu. The deputy governor first attended the wedding of Dr. Benedict, son of the immediate past commissioner for agriculture and animal husbandry, Dr. Barnabas Male, who was joined in holy matrimony with his bride Judith Chamu Simon at Ekwa Good News Church Federal Locust, Gombe. The ceremony was officiated by Reverend Dr. Micah Bulus Yauti. In a sermon, Reverend Dr. James M. Gombe, senior cleric of Ekwa House Church Federal Locust, spoke on the theme, Keep Your Lamps Burning in Marriage. He drew from Proverbs chapter 18 verse 22, which states that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord, describing marriage as a divine institution that requires love, patience, and commitment to sustain. Shortly after the church service, the immediate past Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Alhaji Salihu Babalik Ali, who represented other former commissioners, congratulated the couples and their families. He stressed the importance of patience and advised the newlyweds to avoid third-party interference in order to build lasting and peaceful homes. From the church, the deputy governor proceeded to the Fulani in Kwame local government area, where he witnessed the wedding of Harira Usman Kallamu, daughter of Engineer Usman Maijama Kallamu, former Commissioner for Works and Housing. Harira Usman was joined in marriage to Musa Mohammed Manga by the chief imam of the Fulani Central Mosque following the payment of a dowry of 300,000 naira in the presence of family members, friends, and well-wishers. In his remarks, Dr. Manasseh Daniel Dacho congratulated both families for successfully raising their children to the point of marriage, describing it as a joyful milestone for any parent. He prayed for the couples to build strong homes founded on patience, mutual respect, and tolerance, while urging them to contribute positively to society through responsible family life. The deputy governor also emphasized the importance of the family as the foundation of society, noting that stable families promote moral values, discipline, and respect for both cultural and religious norms. In their separate remarks, the fathers of the couples, Dr. Barnabas Male and Engineer Usman Maijama Kallamu, expressed gratitude to the deputy governor for attending the ceremonies. They prayed for God's blessings upon him and called for continued prayers for the newlyweds, peace in the state, and the success of the present administration under Governor Muhammad Inuaya. Highlights of the event included the signing and presentation of marriage certificate, as well as cultural and religious songs renditions by the And that brings us to the end of today's news. But before I go, here is the recap of the major stories that made the headlines. We brought to you a report that across Kwame, Balanga, Duku, and other local government areas, the Gombe state government and health partners have intensified polio immunization campaigns aimed at eradicating the disease. Traditional rulers, local government leaders, and health officials jointly flagged off the exercise, urging parents to present their children for vaccination. Stakeholders, including WHO and UNICEF representatives, emphasized collective responsibility, while Governor Muhammad Inuaya was consistently commended for strengthening the health sector. Community leaders assured full support to ensure no child is left behind. We also brought to you that the Gombe State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, held its 2025 dinner and awards night at Custodian Hotel Gombe, attracting top government officials, media executives, and development partners. Awards were presented to outstanding journalists and media organizations. While government officials were honored for supporting the media and governance, speakers praised journalists for promoting visibility of government activities and called for stronger collaboration, capacity building, and improved welfare for media practitioners. And finally, the National Human Rights Commission has expressed concern over worsening economic conditions affecting Nigerian workers, citing fuel price hikes, transport costs, electricity billing, and housing challenges. The Commission warned that without urgent government intervention, more citizens may fall into severe hardship, while also calling for improved public services and protection for workers' rights. That brings us to the end of today's bulletin. Thank you for staying with us. Stand by for the Hausa version of the news.
يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين وآخرين منهم لما يلحقوا بهم وهو العزيز الحكيم ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم مثل الذين حملوا التوراة ثم لم يحملوها كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا بئس مثل القوم الذين كذبوا بآيات الله والله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين قل يا أيها الذين هادوا إن زعمتم أنكم أولياء لله من دون الناس فتمنوا الموت إن كنتم صادقين ولا يتمنونه أبدا بما قدمت أيديهم والله عليم بالظالمين. قل إن الموت الذي تفرون منه فإنه ملاقيكم ثم تردون إلى عالم الغيب والشهادة فينبئكم بما كنتم تعملون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. فإذا قضيت الصلاة فانتشروا في الأرض وابتغوا من فضل الله واذكروا الله كثيرا لعلكم تفلحون. وإذا رأوا تجارة أو لهوا انفضوا إليها وتركوك قائما قل ما عند الله خير من اللهو ومن التجارة والله خير الرازقين.